It's all around you. In the D. In the burbs. In your backyard. You can't really see it happening, but oh, if you could, it would amaze you. HAP is here. We're working overtime to bring you brighter ideas and thinking differently. HAP is collaborating with doctors and health systems and creating smarter plans, adding more value to your life and giving you tools to help you live healthier. We're making good health feel good. We're finding ways to overcome obstacles so you can get where you want to go. HAP is here. And here. And here. We've been right here all along. Wherever life takes you, we'll be there. See how HAP is here for you. It's all around you. In the D. In the burbs. In your backyard. You can't really see it happening, but oh, if you could, it would amaze you.
Ignite to impact.
You know, if you educate a man, you educate an individual. But if you educate a woman, you educate a nation. Understanding this ripple effect, this leadership impact, the role of women, how women improve our communities, families, and even nations, that's what that African proverb pointed out. Today's conversation is about female leadership. Hi, I'm Dr. Geneva, and welcome again. Now, I want to talk about today, why now is the subject of female leadership important? And what is leadership, and why is leadership itself important? And then, why is female leadership so damn important? I really do believe in this topic. And, now wait, you might be saying, I'm not a leader. Well, I've enjoyed a lifelong love affair with the topic of leadership, having led nonprofits and for-profit organizations, got my doctorate in leadership, and coached many young leaders. And I can tell you, whether you see yourself as a leader or not, you're having an impact on the world. Your every breath, every movement, every word, every interaction, every thought has an impact on something or someone else. So why now is this subject of female leadership? Well, first of all, March is Women's History Month. Shirley Chisholm, Lena Horne, Michelle Obama, Madam C.J. Walker, my mom, your mom, our sisters. Hey, women in the workplace, in the home, starting our own businesses, in the halls of government, decision-making about household income, where families live, education, healthcare for families. Women shape the future. Also, over the next decade in the United States, women will control 2/3 of consumers' wealth. And the average American woman is expected to earn more than the average American male by the year 2028. I can't wait for that. But that's what the research says. The research also tells us that in the past several years, the increase of women in leadership is helping businesses thrive in unprecedented ways. So says Forbes. We also know that 65% of caregivers are women. And over the past 30 years, women have increased their presence in the housing market, with the home ownership rate of households increasing that are led by women. So more women are becoming heads of households. And when asked, the education site called lisbonnet.com, I found this very interesting. When they were asked, what is the role of women? They said, women perform the role of wife, partner, organizer, administrator, director, recreator, disperser, economist, mother, disciplinarian, teacher, health officer, artist, and queen in the family at the same time. And apart from all that, a woman plays a key role in the social economic development of society. So that's why now we're talking about this subject. Now, I want to say one thing. This subject is not about, at least what I want to talk about today, is not about male versus female leadership, or are women leaders better than male leaders. I really want to focus on the importance of female leadership and why that impact has such a ripple effect on our families, our children, in our country, in our communities, and all over. Yes. And I just want to say, as you know, women can be managers and mothers, doctors and divas. We can play so many roles. So talking about this role of leadership is key. But first of all, let's ask ourselves, what is leadership? Well, this is a subject where there's been lots and lots of stuff written, talked about, debated, almost since the beginning of time. And when you Google leadership or try to find out what the research says, you find a whole lot of stuff. I believe that leadership is about influencing others to do something, to act, to follow a dream, complete a task. And leadership is about responsibility to care for others, to help others be the best that they can be. I believe also that everyone is called to lead in some way, sometime. Leaders have the desire to make an impact, be an agent for change, and make things better than they found them. And it doesn't matter who you are, what you do, where you live, you're a leader. And it could be in the home, the workplace, in your community. Leadership there. And it's that subject that I believe makes a difference in the conversations. And so that's why now we want to talk about leadership and what it is and what it means. So why is it important? So Dolly Parton once said, if your actions create a legacy that inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you're a leader. Yes. And again, it gets back into that influence, that impact that you have on someone or something. Leaders are folks that aren't necessarily labeled as the leader. It isn't about rank or authority or position, I believe. But their actions project the aura of, someone to go to for advice, wisdom, direction, someone who has responsibility, caring for others, and someone you want to really have in your mix because they care for you, they're influencing you, and they make a difference. And you boss up when you make a difference and create an atmosphere that really inspires and motivates and challenges and changes something or someone for the better. I started the Extraordinary Women Facebook group, and I'd love for you to join if you're not a member. But I wanted to create this network, provide this network for women who wanted to, influence themselves and change and see change within themselves as well as their communities, and to share their ideas and support of each other. And so come on and join that if you're not already a member of our extraordinary women influencers. But also because you, those of you who are listening, who are women, and of course the men who support us, understand that if you're good, if you're the best that you can be, the influence that you have on others will be great, will be better. And the best way to do leadership is to do it your way, with your unique gifts and skills and talents. And so, hey, you are a leader, you lead your life. And as a female entrepreneur, or as a career professional, or as a nonprofit executive, you're out there every day doing your thing. Also, as a mom, a sister, a grandma, a niece, you are out there leading in homes and in community. And so all of it, hey, you're there. I'd really like to have you, let me know what you think about this topic so far. Drop a comment in, tell me what you think leadership is. So now I want to share with you why. So we've talked about, well, why now are we talking about this subject? We're in March and it's Women's History Month. We've, heard about the kind of impact that women have in the business world, how that impact is going to grow, how women take care of households and determine the health and education of their families, that we, in fact, can have an impact. We've talked about what leadership is, and that everyone, whether you're a leader or not, you make an impact on someone, somewhere, sometime. And you certainly, all of us want to lead our lives. So leadership, is all around us and part of us. Now I want to talk about the reasons why I believe that female leadership is so damn important. First, because female leaders are role models. Yes. And leaders in general are models. But as the African proverb said, when we step into the scene, our influence has a ripple effect. And so the impact of what we do, what we say, how we influence expands beyond just ourselves. It, in fact, influences how we raise our families, our children, what happens in community, so that as we're looked at, we're role models. And I don't think we have a choice in being a role model. I think our only decision point is whether we're going to be a good one or a not so good one, a bad one. Okay. And so we do have that, influence, and we show our example every day, every time we do something. The second thing about female leadership is that it really has a positive impact in the workplace and on workplace policies. And so I wrote an opinion piece for the Lansing State Journal last year during Women's History Month. And I said, the importance of including more women and women of color in leadership is vital. Studies have shown that not only do women lead well during a crisis, but they also tend to be less transactional and more transformational, as well as more empathetic and focused on elevating others. And so when you think about traits like empathy, transformational, elevating, lifting others, finding and discovering talent. Those are key leadership characteristics and traits. And bringing more of those traits in any workplace by any leader will, in fact, have a positive impact. It just so happens that we as women, we show up with that empathy, that emphasis on relationships that are transformational. We're focused on that care and how others fare and how others are doing, and are focused on trying to make it better. The third reason that I feel that why female leadership is so damn important is because of the authentic connections that women tend to bring in their everyday life. Modern day leadership, that is the leadership we're dealing with right here, right now, demands that we have an emotional connection with people we're leading, that there is a validation of our team's worth, or a validation of the people we work with or interact with, to show appreciation for people, what they do. That in today's workplace and in the home and in the community is so, so important, and particularly after just coming out of pandemic. we know that many people are vulnerable, they're still hurting, they've gone through so many challenges, and the authentic connections that women naturally bring when they show up is something that makes that leadership damn important to have around. And so that's another reason. A fourth reason, and hear me on this, I'd love to also hear your thoughts about, why is female leadership so important? What have you run into? Drop it in the comments and let me know now or on the replay. But this other reason is one of my favorites, and that has to do with that women tend to have a cadre of what I call reinvention strategies. Now, why are we, experts in reinventing? And that's because we have to pivot all the time. We're always taking risks. We're handling uncertainty, being in the home, on the work, in the workforce, wherever it is. Women are really always typically facing those challenges and needing to pivot. They have built this muscle that allows them to, when they face the risk, when they face the challenges, and it'd be tough, but to come back. I mean, you all know it. We always talk about the strength of women. And yes, a lot of it is how we have to be strong, and we got to take care of ourselves while we're being strong. But that's not what this conversation is about right now. This conversation really is about looking at how you as women, in fact, have found ways to pivot, to handle uncertainty, to be strong, to build that muscle, and to transform whatever it is that you're doing and bringing those ideas. And those I call reinvention strategies. And what are people looking for now? They're looking for those innovative ways to pivot, to be different, etc. We bring those things naturally to the workplace. And so that's another reason why I think leadership by women is so important, and why we're discussing this conversation today. Another reason that I think is important, I think this is the fifth one. I got two more to do after this one. Want you to add to the list. So I'd love for you to drop your comments in the list about what you think. But women tend to focus on lifting others as a modus operandi. It's a methodology that we have, that we bring to. Perhaps it comes from our caregiving nature, which is cool. Okay. But we tend to nurture and mentor. And in the workplace, for example, that's what everybody's looking for to learn how to do nowadays, particularly after pandemic, because we know that the talent, managing talent, finding it, recruiting it, growing it, involves that nurturing and development. And women are natural talent agents. And that's what we do in the home with children. We, as a mother, we mentor and inspire and develop the family and our children. And those skills are transferable to wherever we go, whether the workplace or the community. And, we have this thing where we put people first and we make people better. And so this ability that particularly women have makes it even more important for us to be in these leadership roles, because we can bring that. The next reason why I think female leadership is so important for us to understand and talk about and appreciate is that it's about our ability to juggle many balls and to, be able to wear different hats and be able to, again, do that shift and pivot. And we again are masters of that. And so the balancing act that has to happen, the dealing with diversity and the issues in the workplace that must recognize other cultures and where other people come from, and the ability to do that, as well as to be a good manager and then be able to, go home and be a good mom and a wife and a spouse, and all of those things that we find. We often balance careers and households, and we take up the mantle of parental guidance along with many other experiences. And these combinations of experiences and being able to juggle things and balance many things help women leaders quickly adjust to new situations and focus on finding solutions. So again, that's another reason why this female leadership is so damn important. It is because what we do, what our experiences are, what we bring naturally, this ability to, wear so many different hats and roles and do it with grace and style, particularly when we want to. This, in fact, tells us, shows us that we can use this experience to focus on solutions and to quickly adapt and adjust and bring that to this whole conversation of leadership. And then finally, the last reason I believe that I'd like to leave with you, why I believe that female leadership is so important, is that female leaders inspire young girls. And that's kind of near and dear to my heart, and I just think it's just so, just such an important thing that we do. Now, the children in school today will become the leaders of tomorrow in corporations and businesses and entrepreneurial ventures and political office, etc. So why are children in general, because young boys need to see us in leadership positions so that when they are in positions of influence and power, that they can know to call on a woman to be there too. But particularly young girls, for when they are in positions of power and influence, that they in fact are inspired by the generation of women before them. And so that's why I think that this whole topic, most of all for me, is very important of female leadership because of the legacy that female leaders leave. And so as we're leading in the home or in the courtroom or in the political office, halls of government, wherever it is we may be, we're also creating legacy. And to the extent that that legacy inspires children, particularly young girls, then it in fact creates a future where female leadership is damn important all the time, everywhere. So that's what I wanted to leave with you today. I appreciate the comments that you've left and you're giving and your thoughts. I just love all that. I want to leave you with one of my favorite quotes. But before I do that, I want to check in with Tisha because I know there's some stuff that I'm supposed to tell you about. Oh, I remember one thing.
Yes.
Tisha, aren't we going to Duos to party on the 22nd?
We're going to Duo Restaurant and Lounge in Southfield, Michigan. We need people to come out and step with us there. So, that we made it easy, Dr. Geneva. There's no registration. You just come to Duo Restaurant and Lounge, March 22nd. What is it? From 5 p.m. into the wee hours?
Yeah,
people can
I think it's till midnight, some late hour.
and I hear it's not just.
No, I was just going to say we're celebrating Women's History Month. Yes. I'm celebrating my birthday. I'm celebrating the 5th year anniversary of my business, and I'm celebrating you, all of you who have just supported me in my efforts. But also we want to just shout out to say, hey, listen, we're all in this together. It's a network of strong women and the brothers who care and support us, and everyone's invited. So come on to Duos Tuesday, March the 22nd. Absolutely. And Tisha, I also think we want to give an extra shout out for women who want to network with other women and learn and share ideas about being extraordinary and dealing with issues that we all struggle with all the time. You can join Extraordinary Women Influencers, which is a Facebook group that I have. Right, Tisha?
It is. And you know what, Dr. G? I would love to share a video with that. When you started the group, you told the world all about it. Some people might not have heard it. So let's play that right now, okay?
Okay.
I'm Dr. and welcome to Extraordinary Women.
Think we need some more volume.
I think you're right. Let's see if I could do that.
I've met with people from all walks of life. I'm now CEO of Dr. Geneva Speaks, my own company that I founded several years ago. And, through all of that wonderfulness that I've been privileged to be a part of, all of the things I've learned, it's been hard. It's been a struggle. Oftentimes, the only way that I really was able to do it and to make it was because I had the ear of the mentorship, the love and support of other empowered women. And that's really what led me to establish this group, because I felt that by hearing from other women who've been there, other women who are trying to get there, if we all come together and talk about how we in fact can help each other, how we can learn how to be more influential, how we can find out new and different ways to be empowered, to have balanced work lives, to manage change, to in fact lead change. all of those kinds of things that many of us want to do to really try to make a difference in the world, in our careers, in our neighborhoods. So that's why I decided to start this group. It's my first time, and I am just really excited. It may be my first time starting this group, but I tell you, I've had years and years of experience in the trenches doing this kind of influential work with many, many others, establishing partnerships, developing collaboratives. And I know many of you have done the same thing. And there's a number of you who want to learn how to do it. Well, come on into this group. We can explore together, create new ideas, become more influential, and be the women that we are destined to be. So you've heard a little bit about me. What about you? So I'd like you to drop a comment right below this video. Introduce yourself. Let us know who you are and what some of the ideas that you have about being an empowered woman, being influential, and being all you can be for our best life.
Yes, so please come and join. And then I'm seeing we've got a comment from Otha who says leadership is vital because it develops us as individuals and grows the future of our society. I just love that. Thank you so much for weighing in on that. And then Leah says, oh, wow, this is a great comment too. Leah is letting us know that leadership used to mean just telling folks what to do. Today's leadership demands that we sometimes lead with our heart and experiences and that we care about change. And nobody does that like a woman. All right. Now, see that, I'm going to tell you all, that could be like a bumper sticker. Nobody does that like a woman. All right. Thank you, Leah, for that comment and all the other comments. Appreciate all of you and look forward to seeing you. Again, if there's ways that you want to connect and are looking for a space to share ideas, to talk about struggles and solutions, come on into our Facebook, follow me on social media. Would love to, again, connect with you. And let me leave you with my probably favorite quote here in March, Women's History Month, but I say it all the time, from Mary McLeod Bethune. After God, we are most grateful to women. First, for making life possible. And second, for making life worth living. Yes, yes, yes. See you all next time. Thanks for joining.
Ignite to impact.